What is going down, Niner Empire YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about some of the pending free agents that the 49ers have for this upcoming season. Now, I'm not going to be going over every one. I'm just going to be going over kind of the more important ones to the team and the starters we have and kind of the players that get the majority of the playing time. But anyway, so the first free agent I want to talk about, if you guys have not watched my recent videos, about a week ago, I kind of went over the Emmanuel Sanders deal and if the 49ers should trade him or not. And you guys seem to like that video, so I figured I would do, all of the some of the most significant players the 49ers have to take a look at for free agency because, obviously their contracts are up. So we already talked about Emmanuel Sanders. I did say, if you guys have not watched that video, that we should re-sign Emmanuel Sanders. I think it's pretty important for the team if they want to get back to the Super Bowl and this revenge tour that, Quan Alexander and Kittle have started. I think it's important that you start with re-signing Emmanuel Sanders. And now that gets us to our second guy, Arik Armstead. Should the 49ers let Arik Armstead walk? Or should we re-sign Arik Armstead? Should we franchise tag him? What should we do? This is my opinion on this. Arik Armstead is obviously going to want a lengthy contract. The 49ers are not going to have enough money to give him that big contract. That's why it's either going to have to be the franchise tag or let him walk, because there's no way in hell the 49ers pay him the amount of money he's going to be, wanting to get paid. He wants a max deal, with a team for the future. And the 49ers really can't pay him a whole lot because, we have other guys we need to pay. We're going to have to pay Kittle soon. We're going to have to pay Nick Bosa. We have other players. DeForest Buckner's a free agent next season, which kind of ties into why I think the 49ers will franchise tag Arik Armstead. Here's one of the main reasons I think he'll be franchise tagged. If you look at DeForest Buckner's contract, he's a free agent at the end of this upcoming season. DeForest Buckner is a better player than Arik Armstead is. I'm sure a lot of us Niners fans can agree on that. Even though Arik Armstead led the team in sacks this season with 10, I don't think that he is the better player than DeForest Buckner. I think a lot of his success this season had to deal with the addition of D Ford and Nick Bosa. Now, obviously, that's not really nothing against him. I mean, he's a hell of a player, don't get me wrong, and I really want the 49ers to keep him. I think they should keep him. But for DeForest Buckner, he's a free agent next season, and we're going to have to pay him. And if we pay Arik Armstead this season, we're not going to be able to afford DeForest Buckner next season. There's no way in hell. It really comes down to DeForest Buckner or Arik Armstead, or maybe we just franchise tag Arik Armstead and maybe we let him walk after next season to try to just get back to the Super Bowl. I think that's what the 49ers will do. I think they will franchise tag him, and I think they will address, his contract situation after next year. But I think if you want to get back to the Super Bowl and if you want to get on this revenge tour, I think you keep the same guys that got you there, and I think you go win it. And I think re-signing Emmanuel Sanders and Arik Armstead, well, not re-signing Arik Armstead, just bringing him back on the franchise tag would be the option, or the best option I think the 49ers could do. Now, with that said, bringing back Arik Armstead on the franchise tag is going to be quite a lot of money. And I don't know if the 49ers, if that's going to really sit well with the 49ers. That's why I could also see this going for the 49ers just to let him walk. But at the end of the day, it comes down to how bad you want to get back to the Super Bowl. And if you feel as if Arik Armstead was one of the main Arik Armstead was part of that defensive line, that atrocious defensive line that really was one of probably the main reason we got to the Super Bowl. But I think bringing back Arik Armstead, even though it's a lot of money on the franchise tag, is a smart decision if you want to get back to the Super Bowl next year. And it seems as if that's what the 49ers want to do. So in that case, you bring back you sign Emmanuel Sanders back on a team-friendly deal, because obviously we're not going to have enough to pay Emmanuel Sanders a shit ton of money. we're going to have to give him a team-friendly contract so we can afford him. And he's willing to do that because he wants to go out he wants to, go out and win. So bring back Arik Armstead, bring back Emmanuel Sanders, and I think that puts us into our next free agent for the 49ers. That's a decent one, is Matt Breida. Now, I seen a comment on one of my I think it was my last video. I don't remember who it was, but somebody had commented a question about the running back situation, and if I think that if the 49ers are really going to keep Matt Breida, McKinnon, Mostert, and Tevin Coleman. Here's the thing. Matt Breida is a very cheap running back. Obviously, he was on that rookie contract. His contract is now up. So for Matt Breida, I think I could see him hit the market. I really, really do. And here's why. Raheem Mostert is the best running back the 49ers have on their roster, and a lot of you guys can agree with me. Raheem Mostert's vision in the backfield is tremendous, and he's quick. His vision's unreal. He's the best running back the 49ers have on their roster. Tevin Coleman, solid running back. I love Tevin Coleman. He's a stud. Jerick McKinnon tore his ACL in the first year the 49ers signed him. This was in 2017. They gave him that 4-year, $28 million deal, I believe it was. I actually made a video on it. It's one of my most popular videos. But the 49ers signed Jerick McKinnon, and I think it was like two off seasons ago is when they signed him. And Jerick McKinnon tears his ACL in practice before a preseason game, and he gets put out for the season, and he goes through rehab and suffers major setbacks, and Jerick McKinnon's really not been a factor for the 49ers at all because he's just been injured, and obviously that's super unfortunate, but at the end of the day, there's got to be a point in time Jerick McKinnon comes back and is ready to go, and this upcoming year should be the year. And really, I don't really want to I really do not know what the 49ers are going to do with the running back situation. I could see them letting Matt Breida walk because maybe I don't think we're going to give Matt Breida a big contract to stay. He had fumbling issues this year, but Matt Breida is a very, very good running back. I don't know. I could see us bringing Matt Breida back on a team-friendly deal. And but that's all about if he wants to stay in San Francisco, which I could see happening. I don't know, man. I could see us letting McKinnon go too. I don't know what the 49ers are going to do with the running back situation. I cannot predict that because there's so many scenarios the 49ers could go, and I just don't know how. I don't know if they're leaning towards keeping Breida or keeping McKinnon or what they're going to do because for us, we know that Tevin Coleman and Raheem Mostert are going to be with the 49ers next season, considering Tevin Coleman's on that 2-year, $10 million deal just this past offseason when we signed him. So he's going to stay on the 49ers for another year because he's coming off of a great season. Raheem Mostert's obviously the number one back. We can't let him go. And he's locked up for, I think, another 3 years or something like that. So it's really come down to Matt Breida or Jerick McKinnon because obviously you can't keep... I mean, you're going to have to let one or the other go when it comes to, 53-man roster and cuts and stuff like that. So I really can't predict what the 49ers are going to do with the running backs. But another free agent is Kyle Juszczyk. I'm not going to lie. I seen that Kyle Juszczyk was a free agent, and I didn't think he was. But now that I look at it, Shanahan signed Juszczyk his first year with the 49ers. So, I mean, we're going to have to bring back Kyle Juszczyk. That's the best fullback in the game. And Kyle Juszczyk will be back as a 49er. I can guarantee you that. So, should we sign? I mean, I don't think that's a question. I think it's 100% fact we should re-sign Kyle Juszczyk. Another notable free agent is Emmanuel Moseley. Emmanuel Moseley is a better cornerback than Ahkello Witherspoon. He is more physical. He uses his hands more. Ahkello Witherspoon, you never see gets tackles. He's always just getting burnt in coverage. Emmanuel Moseley stepped in the playoffs when it mattered the most. Had an interception against the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. played really, really well. He's just so physical as a corner. And that's what the 49ers need, aside from Richard Sherman. But I think Maynard Mosley is going to be back, because he could possibly, him and Ahkello Witherspoon are possibly going to be competing for the starting job next for next season. I don't think Ahkello Witherspoon. I think honestly we could cut him and get somebody in the draft, or maybe get somebody in free agency, because I am not a big fan of Ahkello Witherspoon. But we'll see what happens. But those are just some of the notable names and the 49ers have as free agents. Levine Toilolo and who else? Who else was on that list? Sheldon Day. Those are also names among free agents. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think of these names and what you think the 49ers should do with these names, these free agents that the 49ers have. I think if they want to go back to the Super Bowl, I think you bring back the most notable names that helped you get there. Hence to, Emmanuel Mosley, Arik Armstead, Emmanuel Sanders, and guys like Kyle Hughes. That's a big one. But who knows, man? We'll see what happens. Garrett Selleck, 49ers tight end, also retired. He hung it up after 8 seasons with the 49ers, really short career. So he retired. So to Garrett Selleck, congrats on retirement, and enjoy it. Selleck time was, there's definitely memories with Garrett Selleck, but he decided to hang it up, and I mean, you can't blame the guy. Football's a dangerous sport, and but anyways, let me know what you guys think of these free agent names, and that being said, as always, go Niners, and I'll be covering 49ers NFL news all off season. So if you're new here, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.